Oh, it is about that time. Jeff Johnson got three things you need to know. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Tennessee State University is up in arms, as they should be. For those of you that do not know, Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee, one of our over 100 HBCUs, is in a crazy place right now as the governor of the state has pushed to get Senate Bill, I want to say 25-6 on March 21st to remove all of the school's board. The accusations were initially that in the midst of a bunch of audits that Tennessee State University had in some way, shape, or form done something that was criminal, had misspent funds, and it had come to find out after several audits that was not the case. That they said that there was a lack of transparency, and some things had not been done by quote unquote proper procedure, but there was nothing that was criminal. Didn't matter. They vacated the entire board, and Governor Lee appointed 8 new board members. Now these are based on their titles. It's a president of the Bank of America from Memphis, president, provost and vice president for administration from Shorter College, a consultant, a founder and principal at a consulting company, deputy mayor and director of human resources for Madison County, on and on and on. So I don't know these people, whether or not, Rick, to say who they are, why they should be on the board. But Tennessee State, its students, its faculty, its alumni are pissed. And so there have been protests, both within the state and on Capitol Hill. And there's a couple of issues here, right? One is that many of us may not know the difference between state HBCUs and private HBCUs. Private HBCUs are like any other private college or university, and they essentially have a board of directors and that is selected by whatever process they put in place, and they're independent institutions that run themselves. Public HBCUs are technically controlled by the state in which they exist. Morgan State University, Tennessee State University. These are universities that are land-grant institutions that ultimately govern themselves, but are controlled by the state and under the responsibility of the state. And this is why a governor has the ability to, investigate, or the state legislature has the ability to investigate, and then has the ability to, by state policy, remove all of the board of directors. Now, many of us know HBCUs, some more than others, are in financial trouble. And in many cases, that's due to alumni support, due to fundraising challenges. But, Rick, there's a big issue with public HBCUs where they've never been funded to the level that they should be.
I agree.
By
That's
the
what
state
I was about to say.
that they're in. And so we can talk a lot about everything else. And listen, if there's mismanagement, I think people should be held accountable. But there are several reports that speak to HBCUs, in particular, being underfunded by more than $13 billion over the last 30 years. So, their states have the ability to decide who gets what money. And HBCUs, especially state-funded HBCUs, have been underfunded year after year after year after year after year. And so those that are upset at Tennessee State are not alone. What is happening there, I don't believe to be right. I think that there are ways that you deal with a lack of transparency of finances, and that is not by taking over an entire board, replacing them with the people that you want to be there, in a way that the university in and of itself isn't in favor of. So this story is not over by any stretch of the imagination. I'd love to hear more from any TSU staff or alumni or students that have even more information. Hit me at Jets Nation on IG and let us know what you're hearing and how we can be supportive. But we should not be quiet about this. Our institutions are critically important. And if we are not careful, especially in this day and time, it is not beyond possibility that we can lose them. And the first way you do that is by replacing an entire board of directors with the people that you want to be there. Again, I don't know these folks, so I'm not judging them. I am more critical of the process. Right. So, y'all, let me know what you think. Hit me at Jeff's Nation on IG, and we're going to keep talking about this. I'm going to try to find out more for Thursday. All right, Rick?
There it is. Appreciate you, Jeff. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.